Guys, deluded. I'm back again. YouTube's Lucas Torreira. Now, you guys know me. I love Arsenal. I effing love my football club. I mean, in the same way, if you support Spurs, I mean, I don't see how you could love a team that ain't won something in your lifetime. If you're my age group, ain't won something significant. How you could love Spurs. Spurs fans allow me. You know I gotta do this. But on a banter thing. But away from that, obviously, it don't matter if you support Arsenal, Spurs, United, whatever. However you support them, whether it was family members, whether you saw Thierry Henry on TV, whether your friends in school, regardless in it, whether you didn't really care about football, you woke up one day at 29 or 50 years of old age and said, I'm going to support XYZ team. It doesn't matter in it. You've identified with the team via some sort of medium in it. So I love my football club, and that's why a lot of these owners and things like that we always say we'll do protests, we'll do this and that. We'll still be here at their mercy because we love our football club. If we look at Arsenal, we want Stan Kroenke out. If we really wanted him out to make a big statement, and again, I don't even advocate it to a degree because it's not fair on Emery and the players to a degree with the new season. But the best thing to do to hurt him would be to stop turning up, to stop buying new shirts, to stop doing all of these things, which I've done in the past. But to everyone that's going to... And again, whether you want to do that or not, I'm not judging you. You can do what you want, innit? But I'm just saying that because for every 2 people that say, all right, cool, we're not going to the Emirates anymore, there's 55 million people. Again, I'm chatting nonsense with the statistics, but there's millions of people that will take your spot. So that's why it's a great business, and that goes for every club. To be fair, we love our club. We spend amount of money on tickets. If you don't spend hella money on tickets, you're spending ridiculous amounts of money on subscription fees, merchandise. More time, there's all little other fees and stuff like that. You're going to away games. You're paying on top of paying a season ticket. You're paying. Sometimes you got to even pay on top of that for some away games, depending on the competition. Depending on what time of the game it is, you might have to go and get accommodation. It might be in another country. You're paying through the pocket in it, so you really have to love your club. And obviously we all like our club. With the new season you can be optimistic and all of these things in it. But I must admit, the last 2 years I've sat in this spot and I've been optimistic in the season. But then especially with Wenger, but then I saw the same things happening in the season. I mean, in pre-season, to think, how can we have a better season? Like, the definition of insanity, generally speaking, for these players and previous management, is doing the same things game in, game out, day after day, and expecting something to change. It doesn't. You do something different for a new result. So am I lying, people? So yeah, we know with Unai Emery, with obviously his pedigree, I mean, it's not quite Wenger's, but you guys know I love Wenger. But he's won 3 Europa League titles. He's done his thing. He's earned his plaudits at almost every club. He plays attractive football. He's galvanising the players. Obviously, we've made it, whether you rate the additions we've brought in on the basis that the spine needed to be fixed, it has. So there's a lot to be optimistic about. We're doing double sessions and all of them things, so we might be able to run and match the likes of Liverpool, United, Spurs in that department, which we fall short on. And the reason why we're not in the top... One of the reasons we're not in the top 4 and part of the top 6... these are all things to make you believe you can get back in the top 4. You can do this, you can do that, and be optimistic. And I am optimistic about this season. My brain tells me we're gonna get 6th. My heart is holding out for that to be wrong, and I hope to be wrong. I don't care about being right. But by the same logic, I've made vids about the resources at this club are brilliant, because they are. The facilities are brilliant, because they are. Some of the playing staff, it's hard to find now, are brilliant, especially the younger lot. But can I be optimistic about the club because of the culture at this club? I constantly make vids and I find myself bewildered. Firstly, the young players, Marlon, Gnabry, Josh De Silva looks to be departing the club now. Jeff Rene Adelaide, Chris Willock, all of these players, whether you rate them or not, João Virginia, Nwakle, they're leaving for pennies. You're signing these young players and letting them go for pennies. If the club actually wants to keep saying they care about money, do you not take a leaf out of Chelsea's book and tie down young players? So great, if they become the players that we all gas them up to be, we've got first team players. If not, you're making money, but you're selling them for peanuts. And on top of that, with the senior players, we're not renewing contracts of players that actually are good in time. We saw the whole Alexis and Ozil sagas and what developed because of that. We're currently seeing the Ramsey thing. There's probably a hell of other examples. And no disrespect to El Nene, he didn't need another contract. It got renewed. Giroud, when he was here, got another contract. It got renewed. Coquelin, Koscielny, the same. Jenkinson at a point got a new deal. Ospina got a new deal, and I believe he's actually contracted now till 2020 when I thought it was 2019. I'm not getting at any Jenkinson, if I haven't said that, just how much that one killed me. I have to say it again. It really just shocked me. Again, I'm not getting at any of these players. I'm getting at the culture of the club. Why do you keep tying down players that you like this and then you struggle to move them on? You paid through the nose 20 odd million for Perez. He didn't really get a chance whether you believe in him or not. He's now being sold for 5. and he's on 70 something a week, so it's hard to move him on. So maybe that's why you're doing bargain deals, so you make an attractive proposition. Now, again, without getting into the details, obviously Ings is homegrown, but I'm pretty sure Perez has played more football, generally speaking, in the last 18 months or maybe even years than him. One is going for 25 million, one allegedly. One is going for 3 to 5 million. Do you get what I'm saying? Spurs, they sold Vima. Was it Vima they sold? They sold one of them centre halves. We had Gabriel. Both of them are crap. No disrespect to them. Both of them are crap. It don't matter who's better than who. One went for 18.5 million or so to Stoke. One went for peanuts to Valencia or wherever he went. It's nonsense. Like, it's really nonsense. The scouting of players, obviously we've got diamond eyes and stuff and we're scouting, but it doesn't look. What sort of players are we looking at? Are we looking at young players with potential? Are we looking at young players that are a bit closer to the first team that can grow? Are we scouting positions we need? Like, we need a centre half. There was a whole host of names linked, and now we're going for Vida. Again, I'm not getting that Vida, but what does this suggest? Again, you're seeing 50 million, 60 million. I don't believe money should be just thrown at anything, because you look at United to a degree, they've had Di Maria, they've had these players, and that's not a dig at United. Money can make a problem eradicate easier, but we haven't got none. Again, I'm not jealous of other people's signings, but when you see what Hammers are doing and things like that, where is our P's? We're haggling over a couple million for a 29-year-old. That's obviously he's recognised because he plays for Ukraine, but hasn't really done anything in the footballing world. 29 years of age. He wants a bit of security at this time in his life, especially coming to Arsenal. You don't know what could happen. Probably going to get a 4-year deal minimum and things like that. And at the time, again, I'm not getting at him. It's going to be hard to move him on because of the wages he's probably going to adapt. Again, I love Iwobi. I really love Iwobi, and I'm happy that we've tied down his future. But if you look at it from another point of view, does he deserve a new contract because on the basis of playing performances? The answer is probably sadly no. So do we have to tailor our expectations? And that's before I even talk about Stan Kroenke and the culture of this club. He just cares about P's and using this club as collateral. And Ivan Gazidis and his empty promises, despite him actually pulling his finger out and implementing some changes this year, could be skating off. So how could I be confident in? How could I know all of this and say, all right, cool, we're going to get back in the top four? Our ambitions are to challenge for league titles and possibly champs one day and things like that, because it's not. It's not. The club evidently, or maybe certain individuals do, but the culture specifically down from Stan Kroenke down, isn't one that wants to win major titles. It's a happy-go-lucky thing. It's like winning the lottery. They would like to, and if it happens, great. They're probably looking at Leicester, for example. But if it doesn't, cool. Like, the only way that he probably F's out this club is if something that I don't want to happen happens, and we just become very, very crap in more than we have already. So my expectations now, in my head in this moment in time, and I'd love to be wrong, and I'd love for the boys to inspire me and things like that, but in my head, the brain, top 6, sorry for shaking the table, people, top 6, hope on a Europa League run, hope on it. Obviously, I'd love to be in the Champions League. This is a competition for failures. It's a prestigious competition, but it's changed from back in the days when it was a great standalone one. This is Champions League light. This is the free trial of Champions League. This is Champions League for those who done the free trial in the group stages and couldn't get through, and for those who don't get in the champs, this is a Champions League for failures. But nonetheless, I would love to get to the final and win it and things like that. I want to win the FA Cup. I would love to win the Carling Cup. Not love to, that's strong, but it's a competition that we're in at this moment in time, so why not try and win it? Again, I'd love to do the mad thing and win leagues and compete for not even win league, compete for the league, 2nd and 3rd in April, May, compete for Champions League, which I hope is the case and we do it. But in my head, I have to tailor my expectations, and because I'm seeing the culture of the club, I'm seeing we're hiding under this gaze of winning through harmony and all of these things that Arsenal has. But to a degree, I think it's a facade, it's a charade. When you look past everything, I don't want to come across as negative and things like that. I'm not trying to be, but I can't not give you guys the truth. Like, unless Unai Emery is a miracle worker, I can't see a league title coming to the Emirates. I can see managers, even past Unai Emery, becoming frustrated with this regime, because I actually think Unai Emery didn't want to sign Vida and these guys that were being linked with. I think he's just being shagged, to be fair. If it does come out he signed them, man, then cool, but it's just, I can't make sense of some of these things, man. And I'm not trying to be negative. I am optimistic, but by the same logic, I have to quantify how optimistic I can be, people, if that makes sense. Guys, deluded, get in a comment, subscribe and do the rest. I'm out. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in as usual, people.